to living life. Now, I know a lot of us over 50 don't mind a glass of wine from time to time. Whether it's, to celebrate a birthday, a wedding, a great achievement, or just for fun. But how many of us actually know that much about sparkling wine? Today's guest is Melissa Brauer, the Prosecco Queen. Now, Melissa has worked with 20 winemakers in the Italian Prosecco Hills. She's conducted wine tours to Italy, and she now hosts masterclasses and a fantastic wine quiz with blind tastings. She has a mobile vintage caravan, Van de Vino, and in 2017 she founded the Prosecco Festival. Melissa Brauer really is the Prosecco Queen. Hi Melissa, and welcome to Over 50 So What? This is going to be such a fun session, I can tell already.
Hi, how are you today?
We're looking good, but it'd be even better if we were sitting here drinking a glass of Prosecco while we were chatting.
Why aren't we doing that? I don't understand. Why did we not think of that earlier? What's wrong with me?
Everyone's just been told that you are the Prosecco Queen. How did you actually get involved in Prosecco? What triggered all that?
It was actually a trip to Italy many years ago where I discovered that it was this awesome, bubbly, not very expensive drink that you could just buy at the supermarket, which was just picking up some cheese and some salami and, I'll grab a couple of bottles of this, looks nice. And just found that it was just really lovely. It's a little bit lower in alcohol than other wines, so it was the perfect sort of afternoon sip after a hard day of shopping or sightseeing. And then when I came back to Melbourne, I was really interested in finding out if there was Prosecco here in Australia that I could buy. And there wasn't very much back then. But my husband then discovered that up in the King Valley in northeast Victoria, they're actually making Prosecco up there themselves. And so we went up in the car and had a look around and found how beautiful it was and how delicious the wine was, and the scenery was pretty spectacular as well. And that sort of started my love affair with the Australian Prosecco. But Italy is sort of my spiritual home, I think, and I keep going back and drinking more Prosecco and trying more Prosecco every time I go. So it's a commitment.
Well, for the people that don't really know what Prosecco is, I just mentioned it to someone this morning, and they never even heard of Prosecco. They didn't even know what Prosecco was. So can you just sort of explain to the viewers what Prosecco is, as a sparkling wine, and how it compares to other sparkling wines?
Yes, so Prosecco is actually a grape, just like Chardonnay is a grape or Pinot Grigio is a grape. And it's made in a sparkling wine style, so it's got bubbles in it. It's not the same as champagne because champagne is made using Chardonnay and Pinot Noir grapes, whereas Prosecco is made with Prosecco grapes. And the two ways of making the wine are different as well. The Prosecco is made, the bubbles are made in a stainless steel tank, whereas in champagne, the bubbles are actually created in the bottle. So the fizz comes out slightly differently, like the bubbles can be a little bit smaller in champagne. And obviously the characteristics or the flavours of the wine are going to be different because Chardonnay tastes like one thing, Pinot Noir tastes like something else, and then you mix those together to get that champagne flavour that which is all kind of, and the yeast is in the bottle in the champagne as well. So you have those kind of nutty, toasty sort of fragrance as soon as you open a bottle of champagne, whereas Prosecco is a very young, zesty, fruity wine, doesn't have any of that yeast in it, and it's meant to be drunk young, not aged like champagne. You can age that for many years. Prosecco, typically, you like to drink that within a year of when it's been bottled. So it's kind of lemon and citrus and some sort of floral notes, and a little bit of almond, but not those sort of heavy, toasty, yeasty notes of a champagne. So two very different drinks, both delicious, and I'm friends with both of them.
So does that mean, from what you're saying, that Prosecco generally is a little bit more affordable than a sparkling wine or champagne?
Definitely. It's almost 100% in all cases more affordable than champagne, just because it's so much easier to make. And from when you pick the grapes to when you get them in the bottle, can be as little as sort of 6 months really, and almost quicker than that. Whereas champagne, by law in France, if you want to call it champagne, it has to have been in the bottle for 18 months before you even can open it to create, bottle it properly and sell it for sale. So it's not even allowed to be sold if it hasn't had the yeast in the bottle for 18 months. So there are very strict rules around how you make champagne, whereas Prosecco, there's no real rule in that. As long as it's made with the right grapes, you're fine. And it doesn't need that long to create the flavours, so that's why it's crisp and fresh, and there's a lot less kind of manpower required to make it. So it is going to be more affordable just because you can drink it quicker, so the farmer gets his money quicker, and it's not a big elaborate process on how you make it, so it costs less.
During COVID, I met you at one of your bubbly masterclasses, which really helped get me through COVID. And I said, it was so much fun. And I've drunk a lot of wine over the years, but I still learnt quite a bit. And it was such a fun way to get through COVID as well.
Online class, we weren't doing illegal meetups in the park with the brown paper bag. What I really liked about those as well is that we had people from everywhere. Like there's someone in Queensland that joined us, and people from all over Melbourne, and it was really nice to sort of just look forward to those Tuesday nights when we could get together. But
you're going to be running more of those, aren't you? Online masterclasses.
Absolutely, yeah. So we can get some more happening, to do some online events, as well as do some in-person, finally, in-person masterclass with some food. So it'll be like a dinner where we match some different foods to some different Proseccos, but also just I can do like more condensed one where it's like an hour and a half, and we just have some nibblies and have a chat about a few different Proseccos, which is fun. But they're definitely doing some online ones as well. One of the really great ones that we did was the Meet the Winemaker, and we crossed live to Italy and chatted to my lovely friend Giovanni in the vineyard, and that was very nice. It didn't hurt that he was very handsome, so we did. That was great fun. He sat there in his vineyard drinking the same Prosecco that we were drinking at home, and people could ask questions, and that was a lovely experience. And considering that we felt like we weren't allowed to travel anywhere, it felt like we'd been on holiday, just having a chat to him for an hour and just looking at the scenery. And it was beautiful sunny morning in the Veneto, and everyone was like, oh. So that was pretty nice. And then I do house calls as well. I'm actually going on Friday night. So people are having a dinner party, and I'm going to be their entertainment. So I've got a little wine quiz that I do, and we do a little blind tasting with little bottles of wine that I've decanted into little 100 ml bottles, and we have 6 of those. And I get them to try and guess what it is, and it all gets a bit competitive, which is a bit fun. So I've been doing those online all of last year, and this is my first in-person one.
So with your Zoom masterclasses, you'll be able to do them in South Australia. There's a few people watching from South Australia.
Absolutely. I've been sending wine all over Australia this year for masterclasses and different corporate events that I've been running. And all you need is an internet connection, and away you go. So certainly a good fun way to get in contact with other people and learn something fun.
Thanks so much for coming on the show, Mel. I knew it would be fun, and I'd learnt even more again than I have.
Awesome. Thanks.
There's more to Prosecco than you think. So next week we're going to have some tips on how to make the most of your Prosecco. Thanks for watching today. If you'd like some more information about Karen, the Wellness Keeper, or about a fun Prosecco masterclass, then please go to our website. And please join our Facebook group and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Over 50 So What? All replays are posted on Facebook, YouTube, and on our website. Have fun, stay connected, and try new things. I'm Carol, and this is Over 50 So What? Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50. So what?